Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the video. My name is AZODi and I've been a music producer for quite a few years, and today we are going to be reacting to some of my oldest music productions. I just wanted to show you that we all have to start from somewhere. I've been at this game a long time and I remember at the beginning it was really tough. It was competitive. It was hard to find the information. It was hard to find the time to practice. The whole way I started music production was originally creating band demos when I was in a band. Yeah, let's just see how this goes. All right, September 17th, 2010. Sounds like a bagpipe. So one of the first paying gigs I ever got was for a friend who created video content for a regular horror magazine. They made a horror game, Choose Your Own Adventure, and I basically had to create a theme for each of the scenes. So I think this scene, if I remember correctly, it was a tarot card menu. So this was the background music that was meant to be played. Godspeed Nautilus. So actually, this is one of the first productions I ever did. I wrote this on Fruity Loops, FL Studio. I started out on FL Studio, then moved to Cubase later. It's nice, isn't it? It feels nice. Nice fake string. Not bad, you know. I like the choice of instruments I used in that. It's kind of like a vintage sort of video game feel to it, maybe some sort of RPG track, which I quite like. It's got good melody. It's actually quite catchy. What doesn't work, production, is very messy. I didn't even know what an EQ did at this point. I just wrote stuff and then hoped for the best. So there's zero EQing in that. The reverb and delay is a complete mess. I think they're all sitting on top of each other. But regards to melody creation, that's actually pretty solid. The thing is, before I started music production, I was already playing piano from an early age, just playing guitar, and I was in a band for about 5 or 6 years prior to this. So you can hear that I've got the ear for music melodies, but I don't have the ear for any sort of mixing or production. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at this one. Happy Feet Final, a classic putting final in the file name, right? January 2011. What is this? Oh my god. This is so happy. Oh, minor. Wow. Possibly the happiest song I've ever written. I wrote this for a promotional video to promote a council in Bedford, which is in the UK. The guy who gave me this gig, a real good mate of mine, Darren, but he would do kind of corporate business stuff to, you know, make money as a director, and I think he commissioned me to do some productions. What works about this? Well, it's a fun track. I quite like that bass line. It's quite groovy. What doesn't work about it, it's pretty lame. Like, it's very cheesy, and the whole drum is a loop. I would have got that free with a computer music magazine CD where they give you free samples and stuff. But it's very happy. I love the horns. It worked with a kids show. I think that worked really well with a kids show. This one's going to be an interesting one for you guys to listen to. Now, this was made in 2012, so I'd been producing for just under 3 years at this point. Now, this was the title theme for a friend's horror film that I was doing. The vibe I wanted to go for, industrial metal. Metal's fun, metal's cool, I love listening to metal, and unfortunately I don't get to produce enough of it because, funnily enough, there's not a massive demand for it in K-pop. And I developed this theme.
Horror.
I remember when I first wrote this song, it came so quickly. One of those really lucky songs that come to you so quickly. I was so excited about this track. I remember starting it in the morning and working it all day, and then not being able to sleep because I was so excited. And by this stage I would have been like, I don't know, 24, 25, so I was an adult. But I was so excited I couldn't sleep, and then the next day just carried on. Didn't even matter, I couldn't sleep. Just had all that excitement and energy to get me through the next day. So this works on so many levels. The space that I've left in this track, for it to breathe, for it to have impact, to have control, you know, that sense of power, and it's very minimal. It's practically just a drum beat with some real heavy detuned guitars that come in. The sample selection, even though some of the percussion are quite loopy, they all work together because they're all very dirty, they're all very filthy. If I was to say have something very clean in that, it would stick out like a sore thumb. It develops, I gradually introduce new ideas, and then right at the end I go crazy with that mad smashing at the end. That's why it works on so many levels. It just has a lot of space. This was my first international collaboration with a Japanese punk rock band called BrokenDoll. I met them through a mutual contact, Tom Smith, who runs Japan Underground. A guy called Kensuke, who is the lead guitarist. We ended up collaborating where I wrote him a track. His English is obviously way better than my Japanese, but when you are working with people who don't have English as a first language, you will have to work together and be much more patient when you're trying to collaborate, as some stuff may not translate. This is effectively what you would call J-rock, but personally, now that I have much more experience, I think it sounds like a Western punk rock track with Japanese vocal. This is actually probably one of the coolest things that's happened in my music career, actually. I basically wrote the entire track, guitars, drums, and vocal line. I did the top line melody. I used to write the vocal melody on like a synth or piano and then send it across. Kensuke played over with his guitar setup. They got Sachi, the vocalist, to write the lyrics, sing the melody that I'd written. Tom got them over from Tokyo to perform at Hyper Japan in London in 2014, 2 years later. Later that evening, they performed at the Namco Funscape. Kero Kero Bonito were playing with them as well, supporting them. They ended up playing as one of their songs in the set, and it was insane to hear your own song being played from a band in Tokyo in London. Kensuke gave me a little shout out during the live set. It was without a doubt one of the coolest points of my music career, because you could never predict that happening. Songwriting wise, jazz chords, because they're just kind of power chords, probably changed the melody to be a bit more sadder, and there's this sort of balance that you have to capture. More specifically with J-pop, it's kind of the ideology of wabi-sabi, where there's more beauty in something imperfect than perfect, and that translates to songwriting, chord structuring, and melody. There's much more sort of a bittersweet feeling to the melody if you don't resolve the cadence, if you don't resolve the melody, and you kind of leave it hanging. A good example of a group who do this really well are Beach Boys. They do it quite a lot. It's that kind of sadness, and a lot of J-pop has that feeling as well. Probably rewrite the vocal melody to have that sort of flavor if I wanted to pitch to Japanese labels and clients. We will have to start from somewhere really, and as you could hear with my music, it did develop. I did have the musical ear before going into music production, but when it came to actual music production, yeah, I had to learn like everyone else. You do just have to keep going. You do just have to keep writing. There are no shortcuts. There are no quick wins really. It's just so fun. That's probably one of the most important things I would take away from this, is just to keep that fun, rewarding, exciting feeling. You could have all the money, you could have all like the kind of promotion, you could have the really plush looking studio, have all the cuts. You are effectively doing exact same routine every time you switch the computer on, and that's where you really need to enjoy the process and the grind of all of it. And I'm really glad that I stuck with it. I think this is without a doubt the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life. Been the most challenging as well. I have many more songs, so if you would like to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comment box below. Please hit the like and subscribe button, as it really helps this channel out. If you are a music producer, I have some K-pop MIDI chord progressions and some Serum presets. I'll put a link to the store in the description box below. And if you would like to join the K-pop music producer community, I'll put a link to the Discord down below as well. Catch you soon. Thanks so much.